Hello, hello. It is your narrator of the Nexium of the Nexus, Dogysamich, bringing you the AmbroCup number 5. Excuse me as I get a couple of these settings right, because I had to mess something up, and it was a transition over. But it's not about me. It's about our first game here, round 1 action, and we have quite a doozy of a match. Over here, rocking the Excalibur in the blue. That's the red. That's the blue. There we go. We got SEIGNEUR Necron, one of the mini vets. We're already 3 minutes into the action. This is my fault. I had to work on the transition a little bit. But Necron is over here trying to see if he can break the planet of ZOXA1N, who is also rocking the Excalibur. So even though we have a couple of updates and a couple of changes to the game, we're still using the tried and true Excalibur ship. Now, I see that SEIGNEUR was able to get one of the capture points away. He's trying to get a second one, but they're going to have to do a little bit of jagged rockets coming out from ZOXA1N just to zone SEIGNEUR away. Can't really get anything as SEIGNEUR's poking away with his fire screen. Yes, as you can tell, we have this nice UI update, so I can actually see who's using what. Pretty cool. ZOXA1N on the way in, but trying to get some space of SEIGNEUR. Now on the run, under fire from the Spear of Justice, and he gets stabbed. Good shot by SEIGNEUR, taking down ZOXA1N. Or excuse me, ZOXA1N taking down SEIGNEUR. I'm not crazy. I had to get ready because SEIGNEUR's coming back using one of his survivors, trying to get back in the fray, see if he can capitalize. Gets caught in the ice ring. 2 marks on him, so that's going to be a lot of heavy damage and a lot of free fire coming out as well. Taking out the turn, and he's going to have to... There's a lot that he's going to have to do if he wants to try to take the planet. I think he should eject, and he's going to get kicked out by ZOXA1N. So that's at least 1 revive down. I'm thinking 2, and I'm guessing that SEIGNEUR is just going to let ZOXA1N have the planet for free. And ZOXA1N going to take a moment and see if he can capitalize and steal SEIGNEUR's. Warping in. Knows that he has a couple seconds to work with. Go ahead. Get the first point for free. No, here is SEIGNEUR to defend the debut 2. Yeah, it's kind of skippy here. But that's the rings. I like the option. I like the choice. Instead of trying to take the planet itself, he's just trying to take the rings, take some of the economy away from ZOXA1N. Backing up, getting some space, dodging around the fire ring, getting out a barrage of rockets, getting out of the fire of the ring, takes of the planet, taking both the rings down, and gonna go ahead and warp back to his mother planet, get a little bit of gas back in his Excalibur, and I'm assuming he's gonna go back to the lane. Meanwhile, SEIGNEUR is trying to take the whole farm. He doesn't want he's taking the rings, but he wants the entire planet. You see him chipping away at it again, and he can't get a ring. He got 1 cap point, but we saw that didn't mean too much from getting under fire from the military turn as well, and he gets lit up. That's the second revive on the table. And so he's gonna have probably 1 more chance. Again, I say probably because I wasn't here in the beginning. That is my fault. And I'm assuming he doesn't have any more because he's opting to just let ZOXA1N have the planet, doesn't want to try that anymore, and wants to see how much he can get out of the lane game. And right on time, just as you see, we got 2 more planets to play within the solar system. But ZOXA1N looks like he wants to come from SEIGNEUR's head, charging dead at him. Before he can get away with a slide, guns him down, and takes another life. Now I see that Necron is back 1 more time, so I know for a fact that he does not have any more revives. And he is immediately getting, well, he was looking at the planet, but he's just got lit. He's almost gone again, and there he is. Finding himself at his mother's planet 1 more time, going back to the lane, trying to see how far he can push this before ZOXA1N responds. Meanwhile, ZOXA1N looks like he's dipping into the Ambrosium bank, getting rid of a couple of the poor harvesters. With as many updates as we have, they still can't protect themselves. Give them guns or something, please, B2. Protect the harvesters, yo. Here's ZOXA1N back in the lane. Spear of Justice on the mark, putting out a heavy heap of damage on SEIGNEUR as he wipes them clean out of the universe. 1 more time. Here's SEIGNEUR again. Trying to see if he can force Zozane back. Zozane happily complying. Trying to see how much he can chip before his fleet shows up. And there's the Armada. Dashing over SEIGNEUR. Ice ring off the mark, but we're trading auto fire. Some of the rockets coming to hit him in the backside. Yeah, SEIGNEUR, yo, you know he wants to warp out, but he can't really get away. Harvester in the lane, what you doing here, man? The Wrecker's out of here. You can't be here right now. We got a war going on. But I guess that's just the time that SEIGNEUR needed, the distraction he needed to get away and see if he can work on the planet one more time. Getting one cap point away, going for the ring again, trying to get everything done in one fell swoop. But Zozane, again, answers the call, eliminates SEIGNEUR, and going to take a little more Ambrosium away from him as he respawns again. Aiming at the turrets this time. Gets one. Chipping away at the ring. And he'll have the ring for free. And that's all he wants. Doesn't need the entire planet. In fact, he's going to try to go a little further away from Zozane. Zozane, on the other hand, is again looking to go for the bank, attacking the harvesters, trying to see if he can halt a little bit of the Ambrosium game before he deals with the bigger problem at hand. Here he is on the scene, getting met with the meaty spear, but still showing that he has far more damage than SEIGNEUR could ever hope to put out, and he blasts him again. Zozane still looking so clean. And with that, he's gonna reassert his dominance over the planet and go back to taking the harvesters out of the asteroid belt. But even after being felled time and time again, that does not deter SEIGNEUR from his original plan, as he is again at the debut 2, trying to see if he can make some magic happen, getting one cap point before he gets met with his hands in the cookie jar. Lit up, hole gone, 2 marks on him, and you see he's trying to hide under the cover of the fire shield. Knows that he bought a little bit of time, trying to see if he can pull Zozane around on the screen, going to W1, trying to get the ring off of there, which he will, but it'll be at the cost of his life. See you later, SEIGNEUR. And while this is going on, I do have to point out that the biggest problem of all is we have 2 towers that have been wiped out of the lane. As you saw Zozane coming, or SEIGNEUR coming over here, trying to protect his last war tower. The war tower being the only thing standing in between the Zozane Armada and SEIGNEUR's mother planet. Gonna wipe all the fighters off the lane, but for all the time that he's spending here, that's more time for Zozane to attack the harvesters, to get more fighters in the lane and put more pressure on this precious lane. Now, what's the plan for SEIGNEUR? We're gonna go back to the W1. Desperate times calls for desperate measures as he's trying anything to halt the Zozane production. Gets the second ring off of there, so that's a good look. But again, knows he doesn't have the time to actually cap the planet. Gonna go a little further, hoping to catch Zozane warping over to SEIGNEUR W1. But since he waited, he's meeting him at the 2. And I would say there's a fight, but we know there's not much of a fight because every one of these skirmishes has gone the way of Zozane, as SEIGNEUR is finding himself waking up at his mother planet one more time. And yeah, I don't know what he can put together at this point. SEIGNEUR just doesn't have any kind of means to get anything rolling. Just too much control going the way of Zozane, as you see him reestablishing his control over his points and coming back to harass SEIGNEUR one more time. Guess who's here, man? He doesn't even want to bother with it. He's gonna clear up the wreckers in the lane, and I guess he's gonna give him the sandwich play between his mothership and the fleet. And with that, yo, SEIGNEUR's out. He don't want none of that. Let's see if he can break this ring one more time before it gets completed. Jose, gonna go bully him? Yo, no bully. No bully. No, he says bully. Let's go, Zozane. The opening strike getting met with a fire spear. Rockets going out again. Zoning him off of the W1 out of the control zone. He's holding the reins. Both of them have their swords of justice if they need it. Dashing in. And yes, it's the close. Whoa. I was getting a little scared, but I was looking at the hole. I should have been looking at the shields. I should have been looking at the hole, the thing that got punctured, skewered, and disintegrated. ZOXA1N, he hasn't lost a fight yet. Like, at this point, it's just a matter of time before SEIGNEUR taps out. But I think he says that he's going to make ZOXA1N take this win off of his cold, dead hands. There's no surrender coming out of this man as he is again Debu1 getting the ring one more time. Gets the Sword of Justice. And yo, he might actually get was SEIGNEUR finally gets a W on the board. And you might be able to take the planet with that. Gets 2 capture points. ZOXA1N is en route to get here, but I don't think he's going to make it in time. Just in the nick of time as the military turret holds on to get ZOXA1N back into this fight, taking half off of the hull, dropping the fire spear, diving on top of it again, leaving him nowhere to run with the ice ring, and getting rid of the menace Necron, leaving him with only 1 win, but still no planet. But again, if at first you don't succeed, try again as he finds himself with everyone one more time. The war that never ends. And he gets another kill onto ZOXA1N. Will he get the military turret this time? He does. And that means things are looking so much better for him. Still can't take the entire planet, but keeping ZOXA1N off of lane and keeping himself in the game. As you see, the only thing that he has going for him is still this War Tower 3 that's been doing so well to thwart off the Red Army. I said army, it's like Air Force, Space Armada. There's no ground games here. SEIGNEUR waiting for ZOXA1N to come back in before he takes the try again. And you know, I kind of wonder why he's so adamant about trying to take ZOXA1N's planets and not worrying about either one of the free Debus that have been sitting here the entire time. But he's had a little success, but it's very fleeting as he's just been crushed time and time again. Let's see if SEIGNEUR can get another win over on the blue side, as he does have 2 capture points, staying in contention, so ZOXA1N can't take them back just yet. You see him pushing ZOXA1N off a little bit, but I think ZOXA1N is just biding his time before he strikes, knowing that the longer he sits and the longer he keeps SEIGNEUR occupied, the more pressure that is actually going to go over to his lane. And I was going to leave, but we'll come back to finally getting it. Rocket not doing a whole lot as they're met with the shield, and that is SEIGNEUR getting another win over ZOXA1N. And finally, after so many struggles, after so many trials and so many losses, he finally takes the Debu1 into the blue name. And that's just a little ray of hope that is shining in this shadowy night for ZOXA1N, or for SEIGNEUR, excuse me, as he's gonna try to run the same play again over in the Debu 2. And guess who's here to try to stop this again? Catching him in the ice ring, and that's pretty much the fight right there. So you get caught in the ice ring, you're done. You see there's no shields left, barely any holes. SEIGNEUR's trying to tuck his tail and run, but he's not going to be able to get too far. Trying to see how much damage he can put on his ZOXA1N while he tries to get away. Sliding in to catch him. And yeah, that fire shield's not going to do anything for you, but add a little annoyance over to ZOXA1N as he's calmly waiting, having to wait 10 more seconds to reclaim what was lost. He's going to take the ring in the meantime. Gonna heal up as well. Knows that he doesn't need to do too much work. Really, as he can find some extra footing on top of SEIGNEUR, he can almost let the fleet do the work themselves. Even though I say that, but his tower's still kind of beefy. Still has quite a good bit of shield. Let me get back over here. My fault. You're not trying to look at towers. You're trying to look at shootouts. And it looks like ZOXA1N's getting lit up at the OK Corral. SEIGNEUR finding win after win, finding himself the second planet. Not yet. 50% is all he needs to have planetary domination. Trying to see if he can get another win off of a fresh ZOXA1N. And yo, he barely gets it. SEIGNEUR, I don't know how he turned it around, but all his bravado has kept him in there and has him with the 2-planet advantage. Maybe we can finally get some push and get over to the red side. As ZOXA1N trying to see if he can get the W1 back under control. But I didn't think I'd be saying this at all with the way this game started, but it's looking kind of hard for ZOXA1N, and he's getting met with Signor one more time, trying to find the Spirit of Justice, and it's on the mark. And with the dash, that's going to be him walking all over the dead body of Signor. But guess who's back? So much action going back and forth. ZOXA1N trying to see if he can just get his foot in any door over here, taking another ring away from Signor and backing up, going back to his mother planet. No, going back and forth. The devil won this time. Yo, the timing on that, that's so unfortunate, because he was about to get the control point away from him, but he saw the ring come up, so he flinched, turned to take the ring off of it, and because he went to get the ring, he took 1 foot out, yes, 1 foot out of the control point, and because of that, he couldn't get the capture on. It wouldn't have meant too much at the end of the day, but that might have been a little time that he needed just to thwart Signor, just like ZOXA1N is getting halted by all of these turns. Enough time for Signor to get in there and blast him off of the W2. ZOXA1N coming to the far side of the galaxy one more time, trying to see if he can get in before any more turns get up, and he's a little late. So again, going to be the long haul, getting worn down by the turns before SEIGNEUR Necron comes in one more time, being the hero of the W1. And I think ZOXA1N has finally had enough, coming back to the lane, trying to see if he can put an end to the game. Again, he has a lot of momentum in his favor in the lane. Still has his, excuse me, I thought he had his first tower. He has his second tower. But ZOXA1N, or SEIGNEUR, just left down to his tier 3. So if ZOXA1N can just find some time to where he can sit in the lane and push, I think he can close this one out. But he's trying to take the safer route and make sure he has planetary dominance before he goes for the juggler in the lane. But for every step he tries to make, his shadow SEIGNEUR is there, just following behind him, getting a lot of hefty damage, barely even hold on 20%. And I don't know why you want to turn around. You don't want to go that way. That's the way of death, and it is met on the tail end of a slide. And it's kind of interesting because you can't see where your opponent warps, so this is just a tale of great minds, knowing that they need to get back to the lane and see if they can push the action a little bit. SEIGNEUR trying to see how far down he can expand. ZOXA1N, on the other hand, snipping the wires, cutting off the supply line, and stopping the troops before they can actually get to the second war tower. Yes, SEIGNEUR, your planet is under attack. Another ring taken away from you, so that's going to be another hefty investment of Ambrosium that you're going to have to make in the future, my man. And that's a little bit of a wrong read. SEIGNEUR thinking that ZOXA1N was going to come for a second planet, but ZOXA1N opting to go back to the lane. Gonna step on a couple of roaches that are trying to crawl his way to his house, his second house. They have a battle in the lane. Yes, we go. Engagement going on. Caught in the ring. But ZOXA1N doesn't look like he's too interested in it. Gonna go for another planet. Gonna go back to W1. SEIGNEUR in hot pursuit. Gonna be here in just a second. Enough time to where there's not going to be any captures just yet. Sword of Justice. Finding the hit, taking half the shield off, but we're down to the hulls. Good dodge, but not good enough to get away from SEIGNEUR, who probably has no more. Yeah, I can actually see the numbers. I keep forgetting that I can look over and see the exact nitty-gritty on the side. That man has 39 HP left on his hull, cutting it as close as physically possible. And instead of going back and healing up, he wants to push the tempo here at War Tower 2, unleashing his Sword of Justice that he held onto for so long and getting it. So we're even 2-2 towers. But in the time that he spent in the lane, that's him finally losing his planet in the name of ZOXA1N, as he comes in and easily just strips SEIGNEUR as he comes into the debut one. And ZOXA1N trying to stop the flood of blue ships that is coming down the lane and recoloring this lane on their way to War Tower 3, but they will never see it. It's going to have to be the job of the next generation of fighters. Yo, yeah, that one's gone. It should be. He's kind of holding on. Well, I was thinking he was holding on to his skills. He was just waiting for a bigger cluster so he can get more value. You know, the smart stuff. Yeah, you really want to wait for him? Yeah, I was about to say. It's like, you lost a good bit of your shield there. And I don't know if you really want to be around when ZOXA1N rears his head, which he doesn't. See SEIGNEUR just kind of chilling out, waiting for his shield to get back. Getting a Leviathan in on his side. Gonna take another stab at the debut one. Take the ring as well. Here we go. Trading the auto fire, gassing away just to get the spacing. The 3 marks left on SEIGNEUR, but they're still pretty even. I like the idea from ZOXA1N holding on to the spacing, dodging the spear as well, but he's gonna have to find his way in to find a couple of hits with rockets. And you see SEIGNEUR knows that, so he's just holding back, trying to poke him down with the superior range on his fire spear, taking a shot at his body. Good dash in and the ice ring. Yo, and you don't have any indicator for that, so you have to have good awareness to where your ring is going to hit. Just strong knowledge from ZOXA1N to net that K. You find yourself yet another thing. But still, ZOXA1N looking kind of good, trying to find the spirit of justice on top of ZOXA1N, taking him away from debut one more time. When he gets here, keeping the planet under his control, and gonna go ahead and reassert himself over his clan. But he's not gonna be able to clear up too much as SEIGNEUR is back again. The threat that never goes away, the endless back and forth between the two. Taking the turn as well. ZOXA1N, not long for the world, but can he make it back in time? There's 2 capture points now. And with 30, we're going to have ourselves one more skirmish. Fire spear finding the mark. And ZOXA1N, yeah, he's perfectly content letting him have that. He's okay going 1-1. He sees more important things over here in the lane. Trying to come back and keep his War Tower 3 afloat, because, yeah, that shield almost gone. And you don't want to get down to that hull, because once you start seeing the hull damage, it's kind of hard to get anything back from it. And with that, SEIGNEUR is finally going to dip into the second set of planets that nobody has touched 26 minutes into the game, and he gets himself 3. Is it going to be 4 for free? That's how it's looking. Cap point 1. Cap point 2. No response. And with that, I'm thinking ZOXA1N is just going to forfeit all 4 planets. And for what I said about 15 minutes ago about everything looking the way of ZOXA1N, now it's all but not. All but Necron. He's taken all 4 planets, joined his fleet. His fleet of 31. This is where it gets hard for ZOXA1N. Held on pretty good in the early game, but just wasn't in it for the long haul. And then some rockets almost has the shield down, but not enough. Has it equalized in this fight. He's just trying to space with the rockets, trying to see how many ships he can ping down before we get to the War Tower 3. And you see SEIGNEUR trying to be the martyr, using the fire shield, trying to see how long he can hold, how many ships he can hold on to. Losing the front line, but that's not really that huge of a deterrent. Can't find this spear. Sword of Justice going to wipe away the front line, but there's still 45 ships in tow coming sooner or later. So all Necron needs to do is stay alive. poking in so we can get the Spirit Justice. And with this shot on ZOXA1N, that's going to probably be the tower going down, I would assume. You see Necron. I didn't even worry about ZOXA1N trying to see if he can get a tower. Can't scare it away from him. But even with his ship being blasted in the dust, you can see there's no need to falter. It's going to come back in and keep the pressure going. War 3 tower. See you later. Yo, he's actually going to go stop the planet. I'm kind of surprised by this. You can let him have one, man. You can let him have one, man. I mean, you just took the 3rd war tower. Go for the planet. But ZOXA1N over here trying to run distraction. Necron, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you want to go in the back door. You're not that strong. With that, he's going to try to see if he can scare ZOXA1N off of his planet one more time. And as soon as he gets him off of the Debu 1, ZOXA1N is not going to go back to his mother planet. He's so hell-bent on taking something away from him. Did catch SEIGNEUR on a bit of a wrong gamble, so he got a capture point. How much can he really get accomplished at this point? He is mixing SEIGNEUR up, catching him going to wrong planets time and time again. So he's getting a little bit of space, but it's not enough to really get anything accomplished just yet. He's going to have to take another fight away from SEIGNEUR himself. Gets a ring. So that's a little bit of a reprieve as we go back to the Debu 4 in the lane. Oh, we do have the 3rd war tower. I'll get my war towers right one day. My bad. It's my fault. But we're not going to have much of a war tower 3. I'm here just in time to watch this fall. And Necron right on cue. Gonna see if he can threaten the game, standing under the shadow of the Mother Debu 6. 1st ring is gone. 2nd ring, not long for the world. And that is not it just yet. ZOXA1N with a save, but he's gonna have to do it again right now as Necron is coming back to the front door. Says he wants to see the 2nd round here in the AmbroCup. There's a little bit of a shield built up, but where is ZOXA1N coming in from the backside? And he's not in position to really stop him. A little bit of chip damage takes the planet down to half. And I think he's going to be able to close this out before he goes down. Spacing as well, trying to hold on, and you see this fleet surrounding everything.